Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be a bonus general message. These are the ones where I usually start out with some anecdote, something real that happened pertaining to my dog. We see that sets the tone. Puppy dog was pretty much up all night last night. He kept bringing me socks, asking me to play. He loves socks since he was a baby, and like I cannot tell you how many hundreds of times at my side of the bed, all of a sudden I feel this little snout, and then I feel a piece of sock rubbed up against my hand or my elbow or up against my chin. And I was like, Aries, it is still night time. But he probably woke me easily 6 or 7 times asking, is it morning yet? Should we play? You could throw a sock for me. So I don't know what was going on with my baby because he's been working hard every day. So I'm not sure what his deal was, but maybe somebody is really having trouble sleeping. I mean, we did just come off of that full moon. I usually don't sleep well during a full moon, but this one didn't really impact me, but maybe it did him. I mean, he is a little furry animal, and I am just a less furry animal. But we have the magician. Someone's trying to manifest something. Maybe somebody's up all night wanting to like tell somebody their great idea, and they keep trying to like, oh my God, I could tell you this, but oh, okay, wait a second. No, you're not awake yet. Okay, hey, psst, hey, are you awake yet? I really want to tell you this. It feels like somebody could be, you notice how there's like the energy being held in this character's hands. Maybe this is going to be a story where someone is energetically intruding on someone, trying to like, I can't help it. I'm thinking these thoughts at you because I want to convey this message to you. I want to tell you this thing that I've got this plan for. Four of Swords twice. We have hands like in a cupped energy, and then we have a Two of Cups linked. Lots of hands, 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 hands. This is definitely somebody reaching out. Hands to me represent a touch, a tap on the shoulder, the offer to hold someone's heart gently in their hands, the offer to give something, the even here, this is a promise. It's not a grab motion. It's a, energetically, I want to reach out to you. I want you to know I'm thinking about you. I feel your energy, and I'm here to offer you something that to make good on that promise I made you. Um, and then we have a Queen of Pentacles. I cannot even with this Queen of Pentacles. I'm telling you, I have had the Queen of Pentacles come up in every deck in like every freaking video for like the last 15 videos, no matter what zodiac, no matter if it's like a bonus message where it's not about zodiacs. I have no idea what is going on other than this Queen of Pentacles is everywhere. Now, of course, the Queen of Pentacles, though, is a nice representation of springtime. This, it doesn't have to be a person, but I usually do try to describe the court cards as people, but it could just be the energy. You notice that the bunny is here. There's a time of great fertility. The way it looks right now, we do have Virgo Gemini with the magician. So we have somebody who is like in that vibe. Maybe they're trying to send a message outward to a Virgo Gemini. But I want to know why are they suddenly unable to sleep, waking up a billion times, or is somebody waking up a person with their energy saying, hey, I've got this message for you. Hey, I'm healing things. I want to heal things with you. I'm going to heal things with you. I'm going to offer you something. I'm going to be here. Maybe it's the Queen of Pentacles feeling this way towards someone. But I feel like it's the Queen of Pentacles who's getting this like offer, like somebody is sending this out to the Queen. Let's just see. By the way, just because I say Queen does not mean that needs to be a feminine. I don't read for genders in my storytelling, so it can always be any gender. Tell me about the magician. Why are they holding this energy outward? What is their deal? We've got a Queen of Wands upright. We've got the Sun sideways. So it could be coming from a fire sign. This could be a same-sex couple. It doesn't have to be. But this is somebody who has a ton of passion. Their passion, they're literally on fire. I do think they can't sleep because even though it's not time for them to approach yet, because the sun hasn't actually risen just yet, the sun came out sideways, they still want to share this idea that they have. It's like, I figured it out. I figured out how we can be together, how at long last, oh my God, I figured out what the blockage was. I figured out what had to be healed. I got to tell you that. I figured out what had to be healed. This could still be a single storyline of one character, which could be the Queen of Pentacles, and she could be having a breakthrough and saying, I finally get it. You know what? I can tell you that I loved you. I can tell you I will always send you good wishes. I can tell you I finally have healed. I can tell you energetically, um, at last I'm happy again. It was me that had to transform. It could be that message as well. This could be a queen who's going through an upgrade, and she is sending this like soothing, calming, lovely energy outward. I don't want to walk away from that potential interpretation just yet until I get a confirmation that I should walk away from that interpretation, because that would be an interesting one, and one that I haven't seen, where it's just one character's personal self-reflection that, almost like saying, I realize in this Two of Cups relationship, maybe I was the one who was scarred and wounded. Maybe I was the person that was like in karmic energy and hadn't realized. Maybe all this time I thought it was you, and instead it was me. And I see it differently now. And I feel so much better now. And I think that's a really, that message, I'm going to leave it there as an alternate, okay? Because I think that's a beautiful message for someone to be able to self-reflect to that extent and contemplate, hey, was I the one who needed healing, especially in a relationship like this? Page of Pentacles, let me put it this way. Regardless of whether this is someone sending and transmitting this message to the Queen of Pentacles, or whether this is the Queen of Pentacles having this self-realization and feeling so much better about themselves, feeling like they're a true Queen of Wands now, feeling sexy and, vivacious, and feeling like, oh my God, I finally have healed from this. It's going to yield a new beginning. Now, this is still an offer, but this could still be the story of a Queen of Pentacles having all this self-realization, and they are simply moving forward in their life now. What would that mean? What would that look like? If this is the story of a Queen of Pentacles moving forward in their own life, kind of releasing a connection to a Two of Cups, maybe, or yeah, it would definitely be that. The Eight of Cups, it's like she's sending out an energetic final farewell of, I loved you so much, but I had so much that I had to heal from. And I finally, you were a blessing in my life. Thank you for whatever the exchange was. I'm glad that I met you. I know that we're not meant to be together, but I'm a better person now. I'm better because I knew you. And turns out I'm the one who had a bunch of healing to do. I really kind of think that this is a story of a Queen of Cups saying, I know that it's time now for me to walk away from this. I release you with love. I've finally healed, and I can release you with love. I'm finally happy again. What is she offering to them? If that is the story, what would this queen be offering to them energetically? Two of Swords, Queen of Swords upright, some kind of like, I'm now completely able to, like, I can see things clearly. I've unblocked some truth. I learned some things. Maybe I needed to have better boundaries up. It doesn't change the fact that I loved you, but maybe I imposed all kinds of my needs upon you. I see that clearly now, and I have better self-control at this point, and I have more truth and knowledge for my own actions. Like, that's the way I would describe this. I'm walking away from this now, but I'm walking away a better version of myself. And what I can offer you now is like, I don't hold you accountable for anything. It's I am the person who learned something here. That is a remarkably, I'll say, like, evolved and mature and powerful thing for this queen to maybe be able to do. Okay, but as I said, I'm not sure about this storyline. That's one way we could read it. Now let's flip it over and let's say, is it possible that a different person who's currently in that empowered energy, that Queen of Wands energy, is trying to wake up the Queen of Pentacles with their jolts of energy, saying, hey, Queen of Pentacles, I have this, like, I feel healed now. I have something to offer you. You're my Two of Cups. You're my person. I know it's not morning yet. I know I shouldn't be reaching out to you yet, but I have so much to tell you. I have a big offer to make you. I have a truth to offer you. I've walked away from a former situation that was really bogging me down. And I'm finally ready to tell you the whole thing. I'm not going to block anything. And I'm going to tell you the full truth. Okay, so that's our alternate storyline here. They would be coming up as a Queen of Wands and a Queen of Swords at this point. It doesn't matter if it's, same gender or not. Basically, the way I look at this is the feminine energy, and energy of the queen is the energy of the moon, which is the gravitational pull. Whereas the energy of the sun is the action taking. You notice that they know it's not quite time to take the action with the sun being sideways, but they're instead like trying to like almost awaken or pull that Queen of Pentacles toward them. And, so they could be a masculine still here as well. Okay, I don't really want to keep reading this in two ways because it's a lot to keep two completely different storylines running. But maybe the fact that I can't like unbraid the thread of this to figure out which storyline it is, maybe it's because it's both simultaneous. Maybe we have a Queen of Pentacles fully releasing and saying, I get it now. I learned something here and I'm okay. I did love you, but I'm moving on now. I don't blame you. I had a bunch to learn. Maybe that's true. And perhaps the other side of this is true. The other person is saying, oh my God, Queen of Pentacles, I finally got out of something. I'm not blocking it anymore. To me, this almost feels like because we have a Two of Cups, this could be happening simultaneously. Like the stasis energy is like unraveling, the stagnancy, if this was a lot of hurt feelings, pained energy that had to finally be released, it could be that they both had wounded energy from two completely different avenues, but they both simultaneously releasing it at the same time. And so it's like, wow, there's this beautiful, I'm going to say, well, look at the energy flowing around their hands. Maybe their bond is actually going to be able to be reestablished, or an energetic connection is reopening. Is that the way to see this? Because I got to question that. We have a Four of Swords again with the healing, and we have a Five of Wands. Healing and swirling round and round with the energy. All kinds of new thoughts are popping into both characters' minds. I'm going to read this as if these characters are having a similar experience. It's just that the Queen of Pentacles is actually releasing any hurt feelings toward them and saying, I release you now, my love. I release you. Yep, I loved you, but I release you also. I release you because I know I needed to learn some things and I feel better about me now. And so here I go. I don't harbor hard feelings anymore toward you, toward us, toward the situation. Meanwhile, they're like, oh my God, Queen of Pentacles, I'm releasing myself from this difficult situation and I can't wait to tell you. And there's so much I have to say to you. We have that Four of Swords has come out twice now. So I'm going to say, finally, I'm on the right track with this story. Both characters have had different kinds of healing. Both characters, even the whole, two people holding their hands this way, two people have received, I'll say like a blessing because they were finally ready to receive the message that they were supposed to heal from some things. And now that they've done it, we've got all this swirling energy. Tell me about that Five of Wands. That is practice. That is tons of thoughts is what I feel like. Tons of thoughts spinning round and round and round. Ace of Swords. Once again, we see the energy swirling round and round on this card with the truth smack dab in the center, and everybody's grabbing on to the sword of truth. Now, granted, they have different truths within this, and that sword of truth is, this is now I know what it is, and now I know what I must do, and now I know. This is what I must say. This is the action I must take. These are the things I must leave behind. What does that mean for them? Seven of Swords, Nine of Wands. Something that has to be cut away, something that has to be left out and completely overcome is a tendency to run from truth. And being very healed means characters can do that. These are the wounded warrior energies with the fates standing there behind them. I just did a Virgo video last night where I talked about the fates, and it's like it kind of looks like those three standing behind Virgo. Now that we could talk about this like the ancestors, but I feel like This was an important bridge for these characters to cross in their lifetime. This this need to heal, so that I'm almost going to say that neither character in this storyline had fully seen the full scope of their own lesson until now. And seeing and being able and being, brave enough to say, these were the things that I did. You, dealing with you brought to light some of the hurts and pains in the way I was unable at first to see the truth of maybe my own behavior or what I needed to look at. Like for the Queen of Pentacles, their truth here that they needed to see was maybe they didn't feel valuable enough, and they really needed to get to that Queen of Wands energy where they felt like, wait a minute, I have a lot of power, and whether or not someone wants to be with me or whether or not someone can be with me doesn't at all impact my worth. And I don't need to overgive to someone and then say, my God, I gave them all of me, and then they didn't even like notice the gift I'd given. I think this Queen of Pentacles needed to change that perception. That was their truth. They needed to have better boundaries. They needed to be more honest with themselves. They shouldn't even be giving to someone who cannot give in return, and that they should be expecting to receive something in return. Otherwise, that's not the place to keep giving. So I think that they learned that part. Meanwhile, for the other character, they had to learn, in this case, if they were wounded by something and they didn't want to let that Queen of Pentacles know, because they were ashamed of it, it was something they couldn't seem to get over, they couldn't move on from, they were still stuck in something and they weren't ready to talk about that. They had to get to the point where they didn't feel that kind of shame and burden, where instead they could say, I'm working through something right now. It was really about, at least for this, not be ashamed that everybody's still on a healing journey to some extent, and to not feel like I'm too embarrassed to own up to that. I'm too embarrassed. I'm too humiliated by the fact that not everything is just perfect in my life, or I still feel kind of like hurt by life sometimes. And I keep feeling like, I feel like what this really boiled down to is they both deeply had some feeling of embarrassment, like because they both felt like they weren't enough, and that had to heal in both of them, and it is healing simultaneously. So what does that mean for the two of them? Five of Pentacles. What about the Five of Pentacles? We see somebody escaping from that lonely mansion. We have a Four of Wands upright, which is a marriage card, followed by the Hierophant, the other marriage card, followed by the Two of Pentacles. For these two, even though it appears that, the Queen of Pentacles, in their lesson, they've been able to let this person go. They've been able to walk away. But interestingly enough, and they've been sending out that vibe that says, I forgive all of this and I learned something and I'm letting go. But at the same time, the person that they're forgiving and letting go and taking accountability for their own stuff, that same person is sending them those little all night, like transmissions of, oh my God, I'm over some stuff. I'm not holding back anymore. Let's escape this energy of this loneliness. Let's actually do this now. We can actually come into a union. We could actually have this work out. We could be in the best union. It's like they've both been in the classroom and they got the lesson and they're both graduating. They're in a very good place. I feel like these two are going to end up together now, which is ironic because the Queen doesn't need them to end up together anymore, isn't feeling, desperate for any of this. I don't know that she ever felt desperate, but she doesn't need it anymore, yet it's all the right time now. These two have a lot of success in the future for them if they want it. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thanks for being here. Bye.